Hello, Titan fans, and welcome back. We are so excited for this episode of Titan Sports. I'm your host, Megan Tate, and beside me, I have the amazing Nathan McHugh. And we're here to give you the latest scores, highlights, and everything else Titan athletics. So Nathan, opening day was last week. How's your team doing?
Not that great. The Dodgers are 2-5, but it is early, so they have plenty of time to turn it around.
I mean, I'm a Giants fan, so I can't really complain about the Dodgers not doing too well, but I will say there's no better opening day than a little Dodgers-Giants rivalry.
I agree with that, for sure.
All right, I'm looking forward to this season.
Yes. Now let's see what's going on with Titan athletics.
Titans starting pitcher Colton Eastman knows a thing or two about putting zeros up on the board. In fact, that's all he did last week as Eastman tossed a no-hitter against the Gauchos in the series opener win with a final score of 3-0. Eastman's impressive start was aided by striking out 7 and allowing 1 walk across 9 innings pitched. Eastman also becomes only the 5th pitcher in CSUF history to throw a no-no and is the first to throw one on the road. His lights-out performance against UC Santa Barbara not only lowered his ERA to 2.47, which is the 4th best in conference, but also earned him the title of Big West Pitcher of the Week. The Titans will resume conference play this weekend as they take on Cal Poly in a 3-game series starting Friday at 7 p.m.
It was an emotional night last Friday at Anderson Family Field as Titans softball dedicated their game to freshman pitcher Taylor Dockin, who has been battling a rare form of liver cancer for the last 2 years. In support of Dockin, the crowd and team wore green, and her father, Rick Dockin, threw out the first pitch. Of course, after all the pregame festivities, Dockin still had a game to pitch and needed to be on her A game as the Titans were starting off their conference schedule against the UCSB Gauchos. Dockin would overcome giving up a first-inning run and shut down the Gauchos for a complete game victory, with the Titans winning 2-1.
Despite her condition, Dockin remains positive on and off the field. Our reporter Jessica Lucero got an inside look on the freshman pitcher's life as a Titans softball player.
Taylor Dockin comes in and shuts everything down.
I just love softball from the beginning. It was kind of in my genes.
We want a player that is just flat out going to compete every pitch, and that's Taylor Dockin.
Just a fighter on and off the field.
Taylor Dockin is a freshman at Cal State Fullerton. Among Gatorade's Softball Player of the Year, Max Preps Player of the Year, and starting pitcher at a Division I college, her list of accolades continues to grow.
My greatest accomplishment has definitely winning the Gatorade Player of the Year.
She is going to be ready and going to compete every pitch, and that is something that's hard to teach. You either have that or you don't. She's changed the culture of our team because they really are playing for today. A couple weeks ago we thought she got the call for the liver transplant, and pack it up and really realizing, wow, we're not going to see her on the field.
We every day are like, oh, our bodies hurt, our knees hurt, our arms hurt, but like she's out there and needs a transplant, pitching no hitters. She's just amazing, so it's crazy to watch her out there, and I wish she could play the rest of the season.
But Dockin is also winning a bigger fight right now. That's not on the softball field. She's battling a rare form of liver cancer. She's currently cancer-free and at the top of the waiting list for a new liver.
Her strength and positivity on the field would never reveal that Dockin has been in and out of the hospital since July of 2016 after finding a tumor on her liver and being diagnosed with cancer.
That's when the doctor told me, and she said that you have a mass in your liver and it possibly could be cancer.
You would never, ever know that what she's going through on a daily basis.
I've always been a positive person, and I just feel that it's going to be okay. And also the faith of God that I have behind me as well. And, I'm always praying and all that stuff. So I think He's there with me, and I feel it.
During her short time at Fullerton, Dockin continues to make history, throwing the first no-hitter since 2013. With the looming transplant call, Dockin continues to let her name be made on the field rather than off the field. For OC News, I'm Jessica Lucero.
Speaking of the devil, let's send it over to Jessica for this week's segment of What the Tusk. Take it away, Jess.
What's up, guys?
guys, it's Jessica, and I hope you had a great spring break because we're all back in hell now. We're going to kick off with everyone's favorite American sports league, Major League Soccer. Now, I know what you may be thinking, who in the world watches soccer, let alone the MLS? Well, obviously more people than there are Charger fans because the LAFC versus LA Galaxy matchup this past Saturday actually sold out the StubHub Center, for once. But let's get real for a second. I know about 90% of you out there only cared about this game because Zlatan Ibrahimovic was potentially making his debut for the Galaxy. For the 10% of you that actually watched the MLS, bless your souls. In what is being dubbed by many fans as the greatest MLS match of all times, the Los Angeles Football Club managed to blow a 3-goal lead in just under 30 minutes, ultimately losing the match 4-3. Now, I know this isn't as bad as the Warriors blowing a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals nonetheless, but come on, LAFC, giving up 4 goals in 30 minutes with most full-length soccer games don't even see 1 goal, let alone 4. The rest of the league already doesn't like you, and choking this bad doesn't do you many favors. I will give you this, though. At least Zlatan's last goal was offsides, we have to admit. If only the MLS had video review abilities like the MLB and the NFL continue to overuse, then the play could just get reviewed. But wait a second, the MLS has had the ability to do so since last season. Listen, MLS, I can't blame you that you would maybe want the Galaxy to win in stoppage time, creating all this buzz for the league and, pleasing the Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but at least you could use the technology that you have in place to keep things fair. Regardless, it was a fun game to watch, and I personally look forward to seeing the matchup between these two teams once again in July. It's not like I'll be watching the U.S. in the World Cup or anything. Last week, the Chicago Blackhawks had to bring in an emergency goalie and sign 36-year-old accountant and beer league player Scott Foster. He was called into the game for the third period, where he heroically recorded 7 saves and gave up 0 goals, sealing the Blackhawks' victory. Foster has since become an underdog hero, inspiring amateurs with dreams of making the pros and giving fellow accountants hopes that their lives won't always be so boring. For those of you who are busy with the Easter Bunny on Sunday and might have forgotten, it was also April Fool's. Some athletes even had their play with some April Fool's jokes of their own. The Anthony Davis and his infamous unibrow definitely topped the charts. He posted on Instagram about having to make a drastic change and then proceeded to shape his signature brow. Once he went in for the kill, his camera fell over and you couldn't quite see him shave the beast. But when he brought the camera back up, it looked like it was gone and he had just finished his visit at Magic Brow. On the 2nd of April, he posted a new photo with the unibrow back intact. I think I can speak for all of us when I say, great job, Anthony Davis, you actually got us. Well, that's all for this week's episode. Back to you guys in the studio.
My name is Jacqueline, and I'm here to update you on all things Titan athletics. Baseball seems to be in a little bit of a rut, but with the 2-quad tournament approaching April 6th through the 8th versus Cal Poly at home and April 13th and the 15th at SDSU. Let's see if softball can keep their winning streak alive as they have a doubleheader April 7th at Cal State Northridge. On April 13th, the girls will be hosting a series against Long Beach State and continue the series with a doubleheader on April 14th. Men's golf will be participating in the Wyoming Cowboy Classic, April 9th and 10th in Phoenix, Arizona. We're looking for women's golf to pull through with a win as they get ready to play all 3 days in the Big West Championship in Irvine, April 15th to the 17th. Women's tennis is staying busy as they have 3 upcoming home games, April 7th against UCI, the 14th against Cal Poly, and the 15th against Santa Barbara. Women's and men's track and field will be competing in the Big West Challenge, April 6th in Irvine, followed by the UCSD Triton Invite in San Diego with 13th through the 14th. That concludes this timeline for the next 2 weeks. I'm Jacqueline Davis. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that'll do it for this week's episode of Titan Sports. Remember, you can catch our past episodes and game highlight packages on our Titan Sports YouTube channel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CSUF Titan Sports and like us on Facebook to stay connected with us.
On behalf of our Titan Sports team, I'm Megan Tate.
And I'm Nathan McHugh.
And thanks for watching. Remember to keep those tusks up, Titans, and we'll see you next time.